Welcome to today's session. Now we are going to discuss about the final accounts in financial accounting. Problem I have taken from financial accounting, Oral Gupta, VK Gupta. This is problem number 9. Yesterday also I told you what is a final accounts, why should we prepare the final accounts, what is the purpose of final accounts. Final accounts that consists of three things. One is income statement, trading account, another one is a P&L account, and the third one is balance sheet position statement. Mind, trading and P&L are called as account, so we have to write the informations with to and by, and balance sheet is the statement, so no to and by in balance sheet. Okay, this is problem number 9. First item, purchases and sales. Always sales should be credited. Why should we credit sales? See, the amount of sale, when we are debit the receiver, credit the giver. And another one account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Goods goes out. And in purchases, we have to debit the purchases. It is 70,000, and sales it is 1,27,000. And opening stock, that opening stock should be debited in trading account. Next one is plant and machinery. It is a asset account. All assets should be in balance sheet. Okay, so plant and machinery should be entered in asset side of the balance sheet. Please mind it carefully. For plant and machinery, fixed assets, it is liable for depreciation. If you are given with the depreciation in the textbook, then we have to apply the depreciation. Otherwise, you leave it. Then, next one is debtors and creditors. Debtor should be in balance sheet asset side, whereas creditor is liabilities of the balance sheet. Okay, so accordingly we have to mention. Then return inward and outward. Inward, that refers to that amount of return inward. It is the amount of return inward that refers to sales return. Amount of return outwards is named as purchases returns. Okay, so accordingly we have to write purchases return should be deducted from purchases. Sales return should be deducted from sales. Mind it carefully. In credit side, in trial balance we have to take it sales return in credit side, purchase returns in debit side. Okay, so we have to take accordingly, and always mind it, whenever we call the purchases or the sales, only the net value, that is purchases minus returns, sales minus return, like that you should take. Then sundry debtor and creditor, that you know very well, I have explained. Then discount allowed and received. If it is discount allowed, we are allowing, we are giving the discount to others, so it is a expense. Discount received in the sense we are getting the discount from others, we are given with the discount. Please understand clearly. Discount, we are given with the discount. Whenever I am purchasing the goods, I am purchasing the material, not the normal purchases, certain things I am purchasing. Okay, on that, if discount is provided to us, then it is a income. Whereas if we are giving discount to others, it is a expense. Expenses should be debited in the P&L account, and income, it should be credited in the P&L account. Then bank charges, this is also expense. We are bearing the bank charges, that is that bank charge given by the bank or the financial institutions, right? It is a finance expense. Anyhow, it is in general, it is a expense. Then salaries and wages. Though it is given with the two terms, salaries and wages, you please understand, if on you please make a note of it. Salary is normally given to administrative staff, office staff. Wages is normally given in connection with factory or manufacturing. For those employees, they are getting the wages. Okay, so if it is given as only the wages, it should be taken in trading account. If it is given as salaries, then should be in P&L account debit side. Whereas if you are given with the salaries and wages, then you please take it in the debit side of the P&L account. Okay, then Another one, carriage inwards, carriage outwards. What is that carriage inward and carriage outward? See here, we are given with a carriage inward. Okay, what is the meaning of that carriage inward and carriage outwards? Carriage inward, that goes to trading account. Carriage outwards, that goes to P&L account. What is that? When we are purchasing the material, very simple, loading and unloading charges. Okay, if the item related to or interpreted with purchases and sales, it's a direct expense, should be in trading account. Okay, if it is not interpreted on purchases and sales, then it is a indirect expense, should be in P&L account. Then next item is rent, rate, taxes, etc. Don't worry about that. Three things are clubbed and given in the question. Whatever it may be, rent, rates, or rates and taxes, whatever it may be, these items are indirect expense only. So we have to take it in debit side of P&L account. Advertisement, that is also indirect expense. Debit side of the P&L account we have to take. Then if you balance this account first in trading account, then second in P&L account, if you balance the trading account, you will get the difference. If you got the difference in debit side, that difference is taken as gross profit. The same gross profit should be carried over to P&L account, credit side. And if you got the difference in debit side of P&L account, that amount is named as net profit. That net profit should be carried over to liability side, and it should be added with the capital in the liability side of the balance sheet. Mind it carefully. If you got the difference that in the debit side, that is credit side items are more, debit side items are less, then you will get the favorable balance. It is a profit. Sometimes you may also get debit side items are more, credit side items are less, then you will get the negative figure. That amount is taken as loss. So if you got the net profit, should be added with capital, whereas if you got the net loss, should be deducted from the capital, right? You try to understand it properly. Then next one is cash at bank. Cash at bank or cash in hand, both the items are asset side of the balance sheet. Okay, so that's all with this. And the closing stock is given in the question, that amount of closing stock, which is a lost item adjustment. Normally, mind it carefully, normally closing stock given will be given as a adjustment. Okay, as a adjustment for the problem. If the stock information is given in the trial balance or in the problem, so that one is taken as opening stock. Closing stock will be at the end. What is the meaning for that? At the end of the March, I am calculating what are the stocks available in the business. That amount of stock is calculated, ascertained. That should be the closing stock for this period, and for the next period that will be carried over. So this year closing stock will be the opening stock for the next period. Okay. And finally, if you total it, balance sheet is supposed to be tallied. All assets are supposed to be tallied with liabilities. Yesterday I gave you the equation. Assets is equal to liabilities and equities, right? So based on that concept, we have to tally the balance sheet. If the balance sheet is not tallied, there might be some error. Okay, so if you got the error in the final accounts, first step you have to prepare a trial balance. You know very well what is trial balance. It is a statement. If the trial balance is tallied, that shows that your problem is arithmetically correct, not accurately okay. It is arithmetically correct. Your problem is correct. Based on that concept, you can try the balance sheet. Okay, at any cost, balance sheet is supposed to be tallied. Then only it is correct. Okay, normally you can expect this type of problem for examination purpose. You can expect this type of problem for section C, 15 mark. Sometimes you may also get a part of the problem, that is calculation of capital, preparation of trading or preparation of P&L account, ascertainment of the final assets of the company, ascertainment of the liabilities of the company, not the company, that business. Okay, because we are discussing only the final accounts of a proprietary concern. Okay, so a part of the problem may also be asked for 2 mark or 5 mark. Full-fledged problem like this will be for only the essay type question. Okay, so 100% you will get one question from final accounts. Next class we will solve some more typical problem.